Book Show, the official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library, where we talk about book news, author news, and literary news. I'm Eric Mickles.
I'm Nick Gunning, and this
Darn
is
it.
episode 115.
This is 115. Shoot.
Here we are. That's all right.
Look,
114
no,
times.
you have to bear witness.
Yeah.
This is our second intro.
Yeah, you're right.
And I did a pretty good job the first time.
The first time was great. I had a headphone malfunction. Now we're back in.
And I'm tripping over
It's
lines.
All right. It's all right. We're doing it. We're doing
all
it.
right.
How are you?
I'm doing better now.
How was your last weekend before Halloween?
Oh shoot, that was my last. I didn't think about that.
It's over. Well, we celebrated by watching the David S. Pumpkins Halloween special.
Yes, we did.
NBC.
Oh boy.
David S. Pumpkins, of course, the beloved
yes.
Tom Hanks Halloween character from a weird skit from last year.
Yeah.
Back with his own 30-minute half-hour.
Yeah.
That's redundant special.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
30-minute half-hour. Yeah. That's good.
Did you like it?
No.
No,
I did not.
It was, it was a pleasant enough 20 minutes.
I guess.
It wasn't good. I had some moments where I laughed.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing for them to do. I wish it would have been better.
Yeah.
I sort of wish it either would have been better or just like a straight up children's special that I could like watch with my son and just silently laugh about.
I don't know who the audience was.
No, I don't either.
So.
I don't either. We did that. Also, I mean, this is sort of book news, but last night, my brother and sister are in town. As podcast aficionados may recall, Steve, who's been on many,
Steve.
Christy, who was on our Lemony Snicket episode, both in the house.
No,
I got to be hip because they're younger.
Stop.
Okay.
The headsets look like you're trying to do that too.
Wiki, wiki. Anyway,
oh boy.
Anyway, we watched Ghost Story, based on the Peter Straub book, which is our book club book for this time around. The movie was pretty good. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of questionable nudity in it.
Questionable?
Yeah. Like it was odd. It didn't fit the tone. It was confusing.
Okay.
Like what they were going for. I guess it's just like now we'll have a love scene in the middle. It was bizarre.
It sounds just like nudity to me, I guess.
Well,
I don't get the tone.
I guess at first it seemed like they were trying to like do something with this odd character, but then it seemed like no, I guess they just figured, well, we're rated R. So
are you sure you weren't watching Shame with Michael Fassbender?
That was it.
So
it was a good movie. Like
Shame?
No.
Oh.
Ghost Story.
Oh, okay.
It did resolve well. I think it's a pretty strong adaptation, but there's some odd choices made along the way. So check it out, but probably don't watch it with your kids.
Yeah. Do you think you should have said there's some odd choices, but?
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. We do have this in our collection, so you can check this out at your leisure.
Yeah. Judge whether or not the nudity's called for or not.
Yeah, it isn't.
Oh.
Did you watch any other Halloween movies that you want to talk about? We watched Get Out. Did we discuss this already?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. We watched Get Out.
Don't bring that back. No, I've been watching a bunch of Twilight Zone.
Okay.
On my own. I feel like I watched something else. Why can't I remember? Oh, no, I watched the first 5 episodes of Mindhunter. Mindhunter.
Weird.
On Netflix. I guess it was just me going with the Mindhunter. I thought even the title alone would make you know we're going to do it in a raspy voice together.
Right. Okay.
It's a Netflix show about serial killers. It's about
Creepy.
It's about the invention of the way we think about serial killers.
Like profiling?
Yes. Like coining the term.
Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the title Mindhunter is a silly title.
It is.
There's a joke on Community where somebody has psychic powers and he calls it mindjacking, and that's like all I can think about.
Funny.
Like every time they're like, "You've been mind-hunted."
Mind-jacked.
Mind-jacked. That's good.
Well, I read a few things-ish.
All right. So we're in bookmark section.
Yes, we are.
Woo.
Listen, I'm going to say that I am done with Turtles All the Way Down, though I did not read all the pages in that book. The new John Green book.
Yeah, you were on a run with your Goodreads.
Not for Nick.
Do you want to quote your review from Goodreads?
Oh, yeah, let me pull it up here.
You don't have to look it up.
Click.
Okay.
Turtles All the Way Dumb.
Yeah. Then you reviewed another book.
Oh, Green Hornet Year 1.
Green Hornet Year. What? Do you want to quote the review for that?
Let me pull it up. Clack. Green Hornet Year Dumb.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, they're both dumb.
Yeah.
It fits good with the title.
Fits well.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah.
Now I'm the dumb one.
Yeah.
Listen, Turtles All the Way Down, about a rich tycoon that goes missing, and some kids sort of know the kid of this guy, and so they kind of team up with him, and they're trying to get the reward money.
Yeah.
Probably they'll mature and come to a new understanding in their friendship.
Okay.
Probably there'll be a love triangle.
Uh-huh.
It just wasn't for me. It just felt so done, and I just don't. No, I didn't like it, so I'm sorry. I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
but I didn't.
Hey, did the Ninja Turtles ever say turtle time? It's turtle time?
Turtle time.
I feel like I said it's
No.
turtle time. And I think it was when I was babysitting your kid. I was like, it's turtle time. And I was like, wait a second.
I don't think so.
All right. I'm thinking.
No, it's morphin time.
Yeah, and it's
Power
showtime.
Rangers. Showtime?
Was it
Like Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice,
Showtime.
yeah.
Okay.
It's funny because we just watched the Beetlejuice movie and we're
sure
talking about the
did.
cartoon.
Yeah.
And I have never seen the Beetlejuice cartoon like anywhere else, like in pop culture.
Yeah.
But I went to Hot Topic and they were selling shirts with the Beetlejuice cartoon.
Oh, it's back, baby.
So I guess
I think it just came out on DVD. Like you can get the whole thing.
I guess
I
you
loved
and I
that
are
show.
like just part of the nostalgia wave. Yeah, it was good.
I think we are. We are. I also finished a Stephen King collection called Graveyard Shift. I talked a little bit about this last week. The first one, the title story, Graveyard Shift, is about some guys cleaning rats out of a house, and it just gets worse and worse, and was probably the most disturbing Stephen King thing I've ever read, as I mentioned. There was another one, though, in that collection called, I think, The Last Rung on the Ladder, and it was so good. It was just a really, really
Hey,
good,
these are new mics.
strong story.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sorry, I'll face it.
Yeah, there's no area of effect.
It was just a really good, strong story. Last Rung on the Ladder about a brother and sister jumping into a hay bale in a barn, and just the way it tied everything together. It's not really a horror story. It's just sort of unsettling, and I was so impressed by it. And also, there's a sort of a, I don't think you'd really say a prequel, but a story that's set in the 1800s in Jerusalem's Lot from Salem's Lot.
Whoa.
Deals with that house, some of the history of that house.
Right.
So having read Salem's Lot, it was pretty interesting. This was a collection that I got on Overdrive, read by John Glover. John Glover? Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah,
John Glover of, I guess,
Smallville.
Batman animated series
And
fame.
Smallville
Batman
fame.
and Robin fame.
Okay.
What else?
And he did a great job. He did a great job reading it. So those two things. I'm currently just reading a Star Trek book. I'm detoxing after
Star Trek Discovery. They just did a time loop episode.
Definitely. No, just with the author visit and everything. I feel like I've just been so stressed and like my brain has just been on overdrive. So now I'm just sitting back. I'm reading a little Whodunit with Sulu and Chekhov. Good times.
Okay.
Good times all around.
Yeah. Was it Scotty?
So, maybe
Scotty ate the last donut.
Maybe he did.
And they're trying to
It
figure out
could
who.
be. I think they'd know it was Scotty. But, let's talk about your books because I know you read something to keep our tradition alive. So I want to hear your thoughts. Take it away.
Well, in the spirit of Halloween, I'd say I kept our tradition dead.
Ooh.
No, I kept it alive. And dead.
Oh.
So, okay, jeez. You looked really surprised right
I
there.
was shocked.
Gwendy's Button Box by Stephen King and
Somebody else?
Yeah,
Stephen King's friend.
Yeah.
Oh, Shizmar.
Shizmar.
Yeah, I don't
Saying
know
that
who
without the
is.
first name makes it sound like you're just like calling me out. Like, that's Shizmar.
I like
You didn't
it.
read this book.
That's great.
I did
I like
read this
it.
book, Nick. It's no
So,
Shizmar.
Gwendy's Button Box?
Yeah.
Boy, you're in like a Twilight Zone too. That has kind
I guess
of a,
this is a Twilight Zone type
Yeah.
of book. Maybe that's why I didn't find it like creepy.
No, I don't think it's creepy. I think it's atmospheric and a little like spooky.
Maybe.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I read it in one sitting.
Yeah.
Um,
So the story basically is a man just kind of appears and gives a little girl, Gwendy, a box.
yeah. It wasn't until she was like, it's a combination of Gwendolyn, and Wendy. And I was like, oh, yeah, Gwendy's not a real name.
Well, I just assumed it was Gwendolyn, which is a real name.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't it be short for that? But anyway.
Hey, yeah.
He gives her this box, and
Wendy.
it basically, like, there's a little food that comes out of it and some silver coins that
Makes
come
her
out
life
of it.
super great.
Yeah, and
or
everything,
does it?
Everything just kind of goes great for her.
Yeah.
And she becomes obsessed about the box, and it sort of like takes over her life. And
I'd say it doesn't necessarily resolve.
no,
Just the guy comes back and is like, well,
but
see you again.
See, that's why I feel like when I read it, I was most struck by like it struck me as either a Richard Matheson short story, which often have kind of a
Right.
and what became of them
Yeah.
vibe, or a Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Because you don't often get those like nice and tidy. It's not like,
Well, that's also
and now Burgess Meredith found new glasses
Yeah.
and can read all the books he wants. You know?
That's Ray Bradbury
okay.
as well. And Bradbury was a big inspiration and I think writer on the Twilight Zone at times.
I think what we're saying is that it gave us a very retro vibe.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Yeah. Yes.
No, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for agreeing with me. Anything
what are you
else
doing,
that
man?
you'd like to talk about?
Let's see. About that, and I did.
Gwendy's Button Box?
Oh, I played this game called
Wait.
Soma.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you meant about Gwendy's Button Box.
I did, yeah.
Okay. No, it's just a quick read. I didn't love it really, but
Yeah.
like,
Would you recommend it?
Yeah,
I think it's worth a read.
I don't think it's, and I definitely would recommend it to somebody if they weren't wanting to read horror.
Are you going to try
horror.
to? No, it's not horror. Are you going to try to get through Carrie?
I don't know. I left it at work over the weekend, and I've got a busy 2 days. I don't know if I'll finish it before.
Right, you're going to a haunted house tonight.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah, I can't say where because I don't want any stalkers in a haunted house.
Oh yeah, that's
unless they're being paid by
you don't know.
big
Is
haunted
it
house.
part of it?
Yeah.
Is it not part of it?
Yeah, that's scary.
It's impossible to know.
Yeah, it's called a Scream Park though.
Did you read anything else?
No, I finished. So I guess
Did you?
Lovecraft
Yeah, that's what I was
Country
curious about.
is done in like segments.
Oh.
So like I read something and it was a story, and now it changes. And now we're focusing on a different character in there.
Okay.
So I don't know.
That's
like
what Hearts in Atlantis is like.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna all like tie together into one overarching story
Right.
or what. So
I always feel like they have to be so purposeful about that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, it really ruins the reading experience.
yeah.
I've had lots of books ruined because I didn't realize that these were unrelated things.
Yeah.
You know.
So
That's all.
yeah,
Okay. Well, let's talk about what's in the new
I'm gonna say
book
yeah a few more times though.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's in the new book world? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
sure.
just see let's just see what's in there.
Yeah.
All right. So these are some advanced notices
Ooh.
coming to you. Oh, you know,
From the
over
future.
the next couple of months.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Some November, some December, some January. Sorry, I said January. So weird.
Yeah, me too. So is January.
All right.
January
We've
Jones.
got
She's not
a-
happy about it.
Bookshot
Nice.
by James Patterson and
I want
James O'Bourne.
somebody who writes more action-based stories
Yeah.
to try to steal this and call them book punches.
That's pretty
Like
good.
a book punch to the
Yeah,
face.
yeah. I like it.
Yeah. Need a quick shot of action in the morning. Book punch.
This is set in his Michael Bennett series, so this is technically book 10 and a half.
Book punch.
Michael Bennett
Flames.
is like the secret agent who has 12 kids. So it's sort
Okay.
of like
Yeah.
Captain Von Trapp, super spy.
Oh, that's right. Which you
picture
would
that.
read.
Michael Bennett, be grateful you're alive. Someone attacked the Thanksgiving Day parade directly in front of Michael Bennett and his family.
They attacked the parade.
They did.
The whole. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the television news called it a holiday terror. Michael Bennett calls it personal. The hunt is on. Have we read this one before? 'Cause
No.
they're just all sound the
He
same.
calls this personal. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, and this is not in.
Some call her mom.
This is
I call her personal.
Yeah.
I call.
this
no,
is
I
not
read
in. This is not in shot form. This
Okay.
is just a.
This is a
This
book.
is what we call a book.
It. Okay.
Minus the shot.
Right.
Robichaud by James Lee Burke. So this is
Okay.
one in his long-running Dave Robichaud series, book
Can I
21.
read this in 30 minutes or less?
No, you can't.
Oh,
You can't read
jeez.
it on a commuter
I don't
train.
understand.
You need a bookshot by James Patterson and lots of other people. All right. James Lee Burke's most beloved character, Dave Robichaud, returns in this gritty, atmospheric mystery set in the towns and backwoods of Louisiana. So really mining new territory for James Lee Burke
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
He's not.
Oh.
I didn't know if that was clear or
I-
not, but this is... I read the first book in this series, Neon Rain. We did it for a book club.
Ooh.
And I will agree that it is gritty.
Mm-hmm.
And if the atmosphere they're going for is unpleasant, then yes.
There's probably some radiation in that neon rain.
I would assume
if I
there
was
would
going
be.
to
Yeah.
guess its origin.
Yeah. So if you are a James Lee Burke / Dave Robichaud fan, this is for you.
Please,
This is
crowd,
for you.
audience,
Folks,
please.
This is available
We get it.
wherever you get your books.
You don't have to storm the gates.
Yep. And now I'm going to look at one called Body on Baker Street. This is large print.
Hey, yeah.
So a Sherlock Holmes bookshop mystery number 2. We already discussed book 1.
You want it now.
Okay, it was a weird song.
No, Baker Street.
It was a weird
Baker
song
Street.
that you sang.
Just what are you reading? I'm vamping here, and you're just looking at notes.
Gemma Doyle and Jane Wilson are busy managing the Sherlock Holmes bookshop and emporium on Baker Street and adjoining Mrs. Hudson's tea room in anticipation of the store's upcoming book signing with the illustrious Renalta Van Markov, author of the controversial Hudson and Holmes mystery series. That's a long sentence.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
during the author
Oh,
Q&A
okay.
session, dedicated Sherlockian Donald Morris verbally attacks Renalta on her series of disgracing Sherlock's legacy, only to be publicly humiliated when the author triumphantly lashes back and gains the upper hand. That is until Renalta collapses on the table, dead.
Ah.
So what's going to happen?
Yeah.
We don't
Hey,
really
would
know.
you rather read that or listen to the song Baker Street for a while?
Who's that by?
Jeff Rafferty?
Who's that?
The song Baker Street. It's the one that has the saxophone chorus instead of words at the chorus.
That one?
No, what? No, Baker Street. No.
Oh.
What? I was just doing it.
Do it again.
Do, 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 do,
Oh, yeah, okay.
do, 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 do,
Pretty good,
do.
pretty good. Finally.
Wait,
from-
you never answered my question. Which one are you picking?
Which one's shorter?
Baker Street, probably.
I'll listen to that.
All right.
Bernard Cornwell probably still has fans out there. None that I know. But
Really? Wow.
Fools and Mortals by Bernard Cornwell. A dramatic new departure for international best-selling author Bernard Cornwell.
Yeah.
Fools and Mortals takes us into the heart of the Elizabethan era. Long one of his favorite... Okay, I'm sorry. I get it now. Takes us into the heart of the Elizabethan era. Long one of his favorite periods of British history.
Yes, it is.
Whew. Okay,
All right.
so all of those will be available for you to buy loved ones for Christmas.
Nick.
Put those on your Christmas shopping list. Not for me.
Yeah.
I don't want any of them.
Yeah.
Don't buy them for me.
All right.
I don't want them.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say you're our new contestant on Fools or Mortals.
I love it.
We're going to show you a picture. You tell us.
Okay.
Is he a fool or mortal?
Okay.
All right. Kevin James.
Okay. All right. Now, I think that he can be killed.
Okay.
So that makes me think that maybe he's immortal.
Right.
But
Uh-huh.
nobody likes him and nobody likes his stuff and he keeps coming back.
Right.
And that to me says immortality.
Uh-huh.
So perhaps I'm going to go with fool. Final answer.
All right. Let's see the results. Nick, you're right. He is a fool. Woo! All right.
That was great.
No
Thanks for having me on.
No
That's
problem.
wonderful. What do you have coming out on the New York Times bestseller list? I'm anxious to hear what's number one.
Okay. Are you hitting on me?
I mean,
Right.
I just won a substantial game show pot.
Your adrenaline is through the roof.
I got cash burning a hole in my pocket.
Yeah.
Was there a cash prize for the
It was a potted plant.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to keep that alive.
Okay. All right. So this is the New York Times bestsellers list for this week. With we're starting with the young adult hardcover fiction.
Ooh.
Yeah. So how come nobody calls it soft cover?
They do.
No, they call it paperback.
Well, paperback usually means like it's a mass market paperback and they're small.
Oh, yeah.
A soft cover would
Yeah.
more imply like a hardcover size that is a paper cover.
It's willing to be hugged.
People
to
use
give
them
hugs.
interchangeably now, but I think that's the core.
Well, that was a weird sound. Did you hear that?
I hit the mic stand.
Oh, I thought we were being haunted.
Thanks for
All right,
bringing
so
it
number
up
10 on the
on
young
my-
adult list.
Okay,
One of Us is Lying by Karen M.
Oh,
McManus.
there's no way to prove it.
Jeez. Number 9, Wonder Woman, Warbringer by Leah Badargo. Man, that's why you don't want to invite Wonder Woman to a party. You're always like, you could bring potato salad, you could bring soda. She brings war.
By Hera, I shall bring war.
Oh, great. Thanks, Wonder Woman. This is great. All right, everybody. Somebody needs to go out and get ice. Number 8, One Dark Throne by Kendra Blake.
Okay.
I was saying Kendra
I know.
Blake?
I know
or
you were.
Kadar?
Yeah.
All right.
You're a
Number
mess.
7, new this week, Sun Warrior by PC Cast. Nikki and Mary join forces to fight against Thaddeus. See, this tells me nothing.
No, it doesn't.
But I know that there's a person that needs to be stopped, and his name is Thaddeus. This is the sequel to another book she's written. She's the writer of the House of Night series, which is pretty popular. Hey, look, Leah Badargo's back at number 6 with The Language of Thorns.
My.
Yes. Hey,
Yeah.
this is a clean podcast, though.
Okay.
So you got to watch your language.
All right.
Of Thorns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's French.
Number 5 is new this week.
I don't get why you say that.
What?
That it's French.
No, because of Sleeping Beauty, but that's not France.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I'm wrong. Number 5,
Irrelevant.
new. I am not your perfect Mexican daughter.
Hey.
I'm not.
Come on
I
now.
can't be.
We all
Your
make
expectations are way too high. Number 5.
I'm not gonna stop you.
After the death of her older sister, Julia finds out that she may be living a double life.
Oh, boy, that's one too many.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Number 4, Dear Martin by Nick Stone. Justice with a Y, McAllister.
No.
Justyce.
Typo.
An African American teenager at a predominantly white prep school faces racial discrimination. Number 3, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Number 2, new this week, The Book of Dust, La Belle Sauvage, or is it Savage?
I don't know.
By Philip Pullman. Malcolm finds a secret message about a
Philip
substance.
Pullman, like the why can't I think of those books? Golden Compass.
Substance
Like His
known
Dark Materials,
as
Philip
dust
Pullman?
in the first volume of a trilogy that starts before the beginning of His Dark
Oh,
Materials.
okay. There we go.
Which is the Golden Compass series.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Number 1, 2 weeks on the list. Turtles All the Way Great was
Yeah.
your review.
Well,
Turtles All the Way Down
yeah,
by
that
John
was
Green.
It was the one.
Asa and Daisy investigate a mystery with a reward of $100,000. This is where number 2 comes in and tells them that $100,000 isn't that much money in 2017.
Right.
I mean, it is. If I had $100,000, when you're doing this. But I've been
what?
on the road.
What do you mean?
We're traveling.
You can't phone it in?
Okay. Yeah.
Trust me, I've sat across you many times.
Oh, here we go. Oh boy.
See, look at that. I work alone.
Yeah.
I
All right,
set myself up for that.
Did you say you work alone?
Well, I set myself up for that joke, and then I just came and spiked it.
Yeah.
Over the joke net.
Over the joke.
Oh, people don't say joke net?
Not anymore.
You're crazy.
All right. Hey, let's go over the hardcover fiction for adults.
I'd like to.
Kids out of the room.
Yep.
Things are about to get real. We're going to be
leave.
dealing with taxes.
Yep.
You don't want to deal with that when you're a kid?
Yep. Death and taxes, am I right?
Jeez. The only constants in the world?
Yeah.
Is that the thing?
It sure is.
The only thing you
probably.
can count on?
I think
The
so.
only thing you set your watch by?
Right.
Jeez. All right. Number 10, It Devours.
Look out.
By Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Cranor. A female scientist investigates an unusual rumbling in an American Southwest desert and come across a religious congregation planning a dangerous ritual.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why did they have to call her a female scientist?
Well, this is set in the...
like, I get it if it's like a giraffe scientist. You
Right.
probably want to say that this is a giraffe character. But it just seemed like one step too many.
Uh-huh.
I'm just curious.
Hey, I think because it says...
Giraffe scientist.
Yeah. I think because it says a female scientist, I just assumed it was in the 70s. Because that's when they would be saying that.
Hashtag commentary.
Yeah. Number 9, The Girl Who Takes an Eye for an Eye by David Lagerkrantz.
Yeah.
Stig Larsson. So this has stayed on the list for a while.
Yeah.
So I guess these books are still pretty popular.
I still got it.
All right. 8, Don't Let Go by Harlan Coben. Hey, have you been in a situation where somebody said don't let go and you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bad place to be.
Yep.
For them.
Yeah, it's no good.
Yeah. You on the other hand, you got the raft all to yourself.
No, I let go.
Yeah.
You're supposed to let go inside of the raft.
Oh, you let go while you were out?
Oh.
Somebody was trying to get you in the raft?
I care for others.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm a bit more selfish when it comes to rafts.
Yes.
And Jeffrey Rafferty's.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you my Jeffrey Rafferty's vinyl.
I wouldn't.
Okay, number 7, Manhattan Beach by Jennifer Egan. You and I, right now, go.
To Manhattan Beach?
Manhattan Beach.
Ugh.
First female driver at the Brooklyn Naval Yard during World War II tries to understand why her father disappeared. Number 6.
Well, he's at the Manhattan Beach. It's probably a mob thing.
Yeah. Also, he's probably reading this book, A Column of Fire by Ken Follett.
Stay away from that.
Yeah.
It's a whole column
Yeah.
of fire.
Book 3 of the thing.
Column of fire.
No, book 3 of what it was.
The
Pillars of the Earth. You keep
Ugh.
forgetting. I won't let you forget, man.
I wish that I could forget
Number
that book.
5, Fairy
terrible.
Tale by Danielle Steele.
Oh.
Tragedy and unexpected dangers come
Yep.
to life in a Napa Valley
Well, they
winery.
say comedy's tragedy plus time, so.
No, I thought comedy was... Oh, I see. I read it backwards.
Yeah.
I was thinking tragedy was comedy plus time. So...
I guess it can be.
Yeah, all right. So you're saying Fairy Tale by Danielle Steele is a future comedy.
Yeah.
All right. So
30 years from now, we're going to look back and be like, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was a crazy tragedy in a
Yeah.
Napa Valley
Yeah,
winery.
Can't even believe it.
Yeah.
In the wine country, for heaven's sake.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. More wine, more problems.
Yeah.
That's what they always say.
I'm,
Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually always saying that.
Yeah.
So.
Number 4, Sleeping Beauties by Stephen King and Owen King. And I don't want to say this is how people have described myself when I'm asleep, but it is. I'm a regular Sleeping Beauties.
It seemed like you did want to say that because you said
I don't know.
You said it instantly.
Hey, number 3 this week.
Okay.
You're a big fan of him?
Am I?
Yeah.
You say this, but often what you say is not.
No, this
not
is
the
true.
truth.
You're a big fan of this person.
Okay.
Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks.
Oh, I do like Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So you just like him? You love Tom Hanks.
I do.
Everybody
Is
does.
he writing as David S. Pumpkin?
17 short stories, each incorporating a typewriter by the Academy Award-winning actor Tom Hanks.
That sounds gimmicky.
No way.
Tom Hanks has a love of typewriters.
Yeah.
Like collects typewriters.
Yeah.
So
Sir, we have one spot in this lifeboat on the ship Titanic
Personal.
as it sinks,
yeah.
but you cannot bring your typewriter.
No. He'll find a Zoltar machine and wish that he was small so that he could
carry the typewriter
Yeah.
on him, yeah.
Yeah. What we have there, ladies and gentlemen, is a deep cut.
Big?
Yeah.
You think Big's the deep cut?
People don't know about Big now.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes. Listeners, write in.
Can I? While we're talking about Big, it's kind of a disturbing movie.
Yeah, everybody knows that because because of the kissing of the older woman.
Yeah, kissing.
What? Oh, right. Whew, boy, yeah.
Anyway, what else?
Number 2, Deep Freeze by John Sanford. Virgil Flowers is
Hey.
called to investigate in Tripton, Minnesota, when a local bank's president is found dead in a nearby frozen river.
I read a Virgil Flowers book.
Looks like you could say they've frozen his account.
What?
They froze his account.
What do you mean?
The local bank president, his account has been frozen.
He's having like money problems?
So the president
Uh-huh.
has been found dead in a nearby frozen river.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty common. As soon as someone dies, you
Freeze
freeze their
his
assets.
account.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And actually, because of the way he died, you could kind of say that it works both ways. But
yeah. This is how we know we have good chemistry together.
how?
Number 1, Origin by Dan Brown. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so is this an example of our good chemistry together?
I do want to read this one.
Boy,
I feel
somebody
like,
just turned it on the radio.
I feel like
and just like, the heck is happening?
Dan Brown's Origin.
Dan Brown.
Stephen King.
Wait, are you telling us about Dan Brown's origin?
Stephen King Jr.'s book, Sleeping Beauties.
Uh-huh.
And now Grish has got Rooster Bar out.
Yeah.
Hey, Rooster Bar, was that on there? Did you say it and I missed it?
No.
Okay.
It's not there yet.
Surprising. Well, I guess it just came out. Anyway, those are 3 that I got to read.
Okay.
And I haven't yet. I'm behind the times.
Yeah.
I got to get my life together.
Yeah, I'm disappointed because your phrasing made it seem like you were going to tell me the origin of Dan Brown.
The origin of Dan Brown?
Yes.
Well, his mother put him in a basket.
Okay.
Floated down the river.
Oh.
He was picked up by Pharaoh's daughter. And then his mother still got to raise him.
Okay.
And then eventually...
What? Okay.
I might be confusing 2 people.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
That's Elvis's origin.
Yes, that was Elvis
okay.
Presley. Yes.
Anyway, anything else? That's it.
No, that's it, man.
All right.
That's all I got.
Well,
that's all
let's do
she
it.
got.
Okay.
That's all she wrote
Really?
on a typewriter.
Cool.
In a story written by Tom Hanks. Hey, everybody! Just in case you were wondering, yeah, we're gonna interview author Naomi Shihab Nye, and to do so, we're gonna send Nick Gunning, our own Nick Gunning of the All the Books show, my friend, my co-host. I guess that's it, friend and co-host. We're gonna send him on the street, and here we go. All right, Nick, on the street you go.
Hi, this is Nick. I'm here with special guest Naomi Shihab Nye. Naomi, hello.
Hello, great to be here, Nick.
Well, thank you, and thanks for agreeing to do the podcast. Now, you were saying earlier that you've just done a podcast recently.
I did one for Trinity University Alumni Affairs. That's where I went in San Antonio. They asked me to do a full hour talking about writing poems, being a poet. So if anybody wants to listen to it, they've got it archived there.
We've talked a little bit about this, and I've seen the notebook that you're carrying around. But I was curious about when you actually sit down to write. Now, how does that work? Do you just do a little bit here and there? Do you decide for the next 3 hours I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write, or does it just sort of come as it does?
Well, I like to sit down every morning, first thing, and pick up my pen or pencil and start making notes. I was with you last night in the beautiful town of Angelica when I bought a tiny little quilt, which I placed on the table at the inn. And so this morning it was even more cozy than usual to sit down and write because I put my notebook on this beautiful quilt and I just felt like I was in a home place, in a place I'd been for a long time. Also stepping outside and feeling the different kind of air. I think it smells like Canada here. The trees, the leaves, the deer, just feeling the landscape. When you travel and you feel a different landscape, it's very energizing and surprising and wonderful. So I just started with writing things about where I was physically, where we went last night, how it felt to arrive here, to see the Amish buggies, and just taking kind of random little notes. Later today, I'll go and write down some of the questions the students asked me today from Houghton College and the Academy as well. And who knows what'll come next.
All right. Well, last episode we discussed the different types of formats that you work in. We discussed your children's books, and actually our children's librarian, Kate, just this morning did a special story time with some of your books. She used Baby Radar and Lullaby Raft, nice. And it was a whole themed things like that. And we also discussed your novels. So I was just curious, do you have a preference? It seems like you gravitate towards poetry, and we discussed a little bit how even your novels have that sort of fluid, poetic feel to it. What do you get differently out of those different format.
Thank you for saying that, and thank you, Kate, for sharing my work at all, and thank you to the library for being interested. I like all different genres, all formats, and I do think there's so much of poetry in prose and vice versa. There's prose and poetry. I like very narrative poems. I like poems that tell a story. So I feel that working in different forms and formats and writing for different ages just gives you sort of more to work with, more to play with. And it feels very, very inspiring to me to know that you could sit down and write the entire text of a children's book. I recently had an experience where I wrote what I hope will be the entire text of a children's book in 2 sittings. And that's pretty rare. I've only done that like one other time 25 years ago. But I was so excited about it, and just to know that you could still do that and it could still feel right, that book says what it wants to say. And I think the more you write, kind of the more you're given to write, the more you think about writing. I haven't written a lot of pieces lately of a sort of journalistic style that would be in a newspaper or that kind of format. But I've done that more at other times in my life, and maybe I'll go back to doing more of that soon. But I've just been working on other things.
Okay. Well, in discussing your work, Kate read Habibi, and I'd read Turtle of Oman. And as we began to talk about it, we thought there's a lot of parallels there. It's almost you're seeing 2 sides of the same coin. Did you set out to do that, or did it just sort of naturally happen?
It naturally happened, and I actually didn't realize that I was doing that until I was deeply into the Turtle of Oman story. I thought, wait a minute, I'm sort of writing this from the other side. And I will be going back to Oman in a few months, and it's exciting to me to think about going back there when you've set a book there. Because I know my feelings will be different going there. I feel closer to it probably than I have a right to, just because I set a whole book there and I thought about these 2 characters there. But it's mysterious what happens, when we write, and hopefully our writing takes us more deeply into our lives, into our experiences. I see a student on your campus today, and she reminds me of 2 other people I know, and right away I start thinking of stories about those 2 other people as well as imagining her. And you think that's how the mind works in this wonderful crisscrossing kind of multi-lit switchboard of considerations. And I think we all have a lot of thoughts, and I think that writing helps us gather our thoughts as well as shape our thoughts, and we do need that these days.
Agreed. Yes. Now, do you see yourself returning to the novel format?
I am working on a novel, which the working title in my mind has been That Old Raggedy Edge.
Ooh, a scoop.
Yeah, no one knows about that. I haven't even written it down. It's only in my mind. But it's about a girl who's growing up in the town where my husband actually grew up. So I know that town through working there in the schools, but also through him and his life experience there. And it's fun to work with, but it's challenging too. So I am working on a novel.
Oh, that's great. I love that title too. It's very, it just kind of, it pulls you in. Like I want to know what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Thank you. That makes me happy.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, you're the first person who ever heard about it.
Well, I have a positive reaction to it, so
that means a lot.
Lock that in.
I will lock that in. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate having you here. I appreciate you taking the time to be on the podcast. Eric, who hosts it with me, is not here, though we'll see him for dinner tonight. So if you could just say hello to Eric.
Hi, Eric. You live in one of the most beautiful places in the world. I know you know it.
All right, we'll talk more with Eric now. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Hey, you're back.
Yeah.
How was that?
Thanks for having me. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. You do live in a beautiful place, man.
Hey, I do.
Look at the seasons. Look at the outside.
Oh, boy. This weekend was oppressive, though, in its rain.
Oh.
Well, I have 3 dogs.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it was really nice because Friday, like all the days that Naomi was visiting with us, was beautiful weather.
That's true.
And then as soon as she left, it was
Yeah.
like her optimism and bright spirit was holding the rain at bay.
Yeah.
As soon as she left town.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit.
My dog, one of my dogs, had an accident on the floor. Wasn't even mad. I was like, I get it.
Okay.
This rain is terrible. We can't go outside in this.
So we just had a world-renowned visiting author, and you think the spotlight's going to be about your dogs in the rain?
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, they frolic.
Yeah, let's talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay,
Just
hold
kidding.
on.
Okay, so
Naomi Shihab Nye.
this is our third year partnering with Houghton College.
Yes.
Our third fall visiting author. We've
Yeah.
had some spring authors
Yeah,
as
you
well.
can't leave out Archer Mayer.
So we're going to talk a little bit about all of them, but I want to first talk about our
All
visit
the
with
authors.
Naomi. So this was a partnership with Houghton College. She came in on Thursday. My wife Hillary and I picked her up at the inn, and we took her to the canteen in Angelica. And let me say, if you haven't tried the canteen, they had great food. The service was good. We just had a really good time.
Okay.
And then we were eyeing these cinnamon rolls, and Naomi Shihab Nye, noted author, bought a cinnamon roll for herself, my wife, and I.
Hey,
So
you probably have
we all
mine
had
somewhere
cinnamon
here.
rolls, so it was great. No, she didn't want to buy one for you.
She didn't.
She heard what you said about going, and she said, "No way, no way for that
I'm
guy."
sorry, Naomi Shihab Nye.
No, I'm just kidding. But we had a really fun time, and then the next day was the campus visit. So she did a luncheon with students, very quiet students,
Right.
And she did a Q&A on campus. There was a lot of good questions there. Some of the stuff came up. One kid, I don't think I told you this, one high school student who was there just stood up and said, "What do you think of Donald Trump?"
Yeah.
So that got some things going.
Yeah.
She answered it so well, though.
Yeah.
She was very like.
Was that the same student who said you can come to
graceful.
our game
Yes,
later
he
today?
invited her to their championship game. Yeah, against Wellsville. So
There you go.
So pretty good day for her.
Yeah.
Then after that, she taught a workshop on campus, and then I picked her up, and we all had dinner at L'Italia.
I remember that.
So me,
I was there.
Eric's wife Kendra, my wife Hillary, Nikki, who's our circulation person, Kate, children's librarian, and then some Houghton professors.
Yes.
We all got together and had a really good meal.
Yeah.
So shout out to L'Italia for doing a great job for us and for some really good food.
Yeah. It's the best spaghetti store in town.
yeah, it is. But I thought the dinner went really well, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
It was. Would you like to add anything, or should I just keep?
No, I mean she's just very friendly and talkative.
Yeah, that's what I really appreciated about her.
But this also happened with Alexander McCall Smith.
Yeah, that's true.
Joyce Carol Oates seems like
more-
a quiet
little more
person.
quiet, little more reserved.
Except when she started showing you pictures of her
her
cat,
yeah,
on her phone.
Her cats are internet celebrities anyway.
But
so.
Alexander McCall Smith pretty much like
boisterous,
talked the whole
outgoing,
time and like kept everybody's attention.
What I liked about Naomi that I thought was sort of unique, although Joyce Carol Oates really appreciated our area too. But anyway, Naomi just loved this area. She
Wait,
loved
so did Alexander McCall Smith.
Yeah, but she really was like into it. She wanted to see things, She wanted to like really experience it. So I appreciate.
Well, they all
that.
had Joyce Carol Oates liked the area because this is the area where she's from,
similar
kind
to
of.
she's from Lockport.
And Alexander McCall Smith liked going to it like a smaller area
Totally
after
different
bigger tours. And
yeah.
then Naomi Shihab Nye is a poet.
Yeah.
So-
So she sort of found beauty in everything. But I thought the dinner went really well, and those things can be awkward. But she was just such a kind person. She was so interested in what everybody had to say, and really wanted to like be a part of it.
Yeah.
So I thought I really appreciated that about her. So next we went to the auditorium. And
At the library.
Yeah.
The Nancy A.
A good
Not
crowd.
Nancy A. Howe.
Actually, I think it is Nancy.
Oh my
Ahab,
gosh.
but yeah, we had a good crowd, a really responsive crowd,
Yes.
and a lot of people that I didn't recognize. So that's always nice to like do an event that brings in people from other places or people right
Nick.
from Wellsville who don't.
That was your father.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it's nice to do an event where people outside of just regulars come.
Right.
Yeah. I think we really cast a wide net with this, which was nice. She was so good with the crowd. I thought the Duke House did a great job with the reception afterwards, and it was nice because there was enough time for the author to really circulate and be able to talk to the people at the reception, which was cool. And I think people really appreciated that. And I certainly liked having her here. I mean, I think it was just a successful visit all around. But the only one you haven't been here for is Archer Mayer.
That's true.
So
I wasn't
Archer
here.
Mayer.
I was in Florida.
I know you were.
Living my
Archer Mayer
life.
was in 2014, and that was our first like big name author get. He writes the Joe Gunther mystery series, which is incredibly popular here. Joe Gunther. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I didn't realize just how popular they were until we started promoting this.
Right.
And then it was like, people just coming out of the woodwork being so excited about it. And then I think his books since then have had a big like insurgence of checkouts afterwards. But that was fun. I mean, that was our first big thing, so it was like none of us really knew quite what to expect or how to do it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a learning curve, but it was fun to have him there. And then right after that, the next year was Joyce Carol Oates, which really was kind of like a Hail Mary. Like I remember Michelle, the former director, and I talking about this. We wanted to get an author who had some local connections, and we're thinking, who could we get and who might work out. I just was like, I'm going to try for Joyce Carol Oates. We'll just see what happens, And then Houghton stepped up and was willing to partner with us, and of course the friends. So we made that happen.
If you listen to the first 6 episodes of our podcast, you'll have assumed that this podcast was a Joyce Carol Oates podcast.
I know. Well, it was just such a big deal.
Yeah.
It was just such a surprising thing, and it was so much work going into it that it sort of was all we could think about.
Yeah.
And I thought I wasn't disappointed with that at all. She talked a lot about her chicken,
Yeah.
her childhood chicken from her memoir.
Happy Chicken.
Yeah, Happy Chicken. It was just a crazy experience. Do you have a favorite so far of the
A
things?
favorite author?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to play favorites.
No, I mean I guess the overall visit that you think was.
No, they were all good in their different ways. I mean,
Yeah,
Alexander
I
McCall
agree.
Smith was maybe the funniest on.
He definitely brought down the house with his talk. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think his was a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
they've all been great.
I think with Joyce that first year,
Joyce.
it's always
I
going to
always forget you guys are on first name basis.
I think it's just that one's always going to have I mean, it was the first. It was the first really big multi-institution huge push. That was our, and so that's always going to be an important one, I think.
Yeah.
But you're right about Alexander McCall Smith, and I feel like personally, I connected with him the most, with his sense of humor and just we had breakfast together and just the way we chatted and stuff. I felt the real.
But Naomi Shihab Nye was the least. Am I just at the right? She was the least hesitant to talk about politics.
True.
But people kept asking her about
dove right
politics.
in,
There was something about her writing that people were like, "What do you think of this?" And you could tell she was at first she was like, "Oh," and then she was like, "Look,
Yeah, yeah."
this is
yeah,
what
the same thing happened on campus earlier today.
Yeah.
I would say, and Julia Spencer Fleming, who was here just this year,
Yeah.
was on the
March,
podcast,
February,
with a picture of your face.
Yeah.
March. I thought she was kind of the most game to just do whatever. You know, she was like, "Let's do it. Let's be on the podcast."
Yeah.
She really rolled with the punches. So I appreciated that about her. She was just a lot of fun to talk to. I feel like with Naomi, she was the most laid back. She was the most easygoing. The others, everyone we've had before the big event, they wanted to just kind of hang in the dressing room and collect their thoughts or whatever. They wanted to just kind of be alone, come on stage.
Yeah,
do the
I
thing.
couldn't shoo Naomi Shihab Nye back into the dressing room if I wanted to.
I know. I was like, because I was doing something else.
She asked me for a tour of the library,
So Eric and
which
Kate,
I could give because I had the keys.
I know you did a great job.
Yeah, Kate
So
came along.
You took her everywhere, right? I mean, up to
Well,
the teen loft.
yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah,
So they did that, and then the auditorium's filling up, and of course people
Yeah.
are recognizing her. And I was like, "Well, why don't we go in the back?" And she was like, "No, I want to kind of go around." And
Yeah.
So she did. She
Yeah.
just kind of walked around and introduced herself to people and chatted, and
Yeah.
it was very low key. But when the event started, it also felt kind of grand. So I think it's a testament to her that she was able to sort of give us the best of both worlds, because it still felt like an important, serious event, but then. It also was very personal. It was a real personal touch to it, which I appreciated as well.
Do you think you're going to be able to get someone like Ian Fleming, writer of the James Bond books?
The long dead Ian Fleming.
Well, yes or no?
Ian Fleming. You put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that I'll give it a try?
Really?
Yeah.
All right. That's all I need to know.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
Man.
It's always interesting when we get to the point where we're batting around ideas for who we want to bring.
Yeah.
Because it's nice to have diversity. It's nice to have a diversity in writing. Like trying to get different genres.
Look, just get Catherine
things
Applegate.
Okay. Things that appeal to different people. And that's always challenging.
Yeah.
It's always challenging because, especially if we're going to work with an institution, we want someone with a bit of a scholarly background as well, so that element can also be met. It's tricky.
Yeah.
It's tricky. I've got my wish list of
God,
things that
did you hear that?
I did.
That was my computer. I don't think that recorded.
Okay. Well, we heard a lovely noise in our headphones. But
Sorry.
anyway, the selection process, I always find,
Yeah.
because it's sort of like we start with just anyone,
Yeah.
pie in the sky, just whoever. And then we just kind of keep fine tuning until we find someone that we feel like is going to appeal to our audience, is going to work well with college students, has the popularity to generate interest.
We have to go through a whole round of Fool or Immortal.
Yeah.
Fool or Mortal.
Yep. So we bring 10 authors here, make them play Fool or Mortal,
Yeah.
and then the winner gets to stay.
the Mortal.
So, but I feel like I think you could just say it's a one-off event, and that's it's great. The people who come have a good time. But I really feel like, and our goal in doing this is bigger than that.
Yeah.
I think the partnership with the local colleges, because Houghton's the one we work most closely with, but we reach out to the different schools, the different colleges, and we always get a group of students from each one. So it's sort of our way of reaching out to those other communities, academic communities, providing something that everybody can come together on. So there's that. It also encourages people to read things they wouldn't normally. Whenever we have an author here, like even if it's not someone that I'm a huge fan of, or maybe I haven't read a ton of theirs before, like meeting them makes me kind of reevaluate everything I have read, makes me want to go and read them more, and maybe read more like it. So I feel like it's not just the one event, which is great.
Yeah.
Like
next week,
the one event.
Next week's topic. Oh wait, no, next week's topic is picked.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Jack Reacher.
We should do a week where you and I just talk about authors we want to meet.
Absolutely.
Like our top 5 authors we want to meet. Not favorite authors maybe, but authors we want to meet.
Yeah.
There we go.
I agree. I think that would be
nice.
a lot of fun.
Sick.
But anyway,
2 weeks planned.
All I'm trying to say is there's more than just a one-off event. I feel like these big things have ripples that sort of go out into the community.
Right.
And I like the fact that, we both live in a rural area, which I don't know if you've ever been frustrated with the fact that we live in a rural area.
Sure have. Nope, never.
Okay.
Not even once.
But I think things like this, you often would just assume, well,
rural areas don't have it.
We're not going to have it.
Yeah.
It's not possible here.
Yeah.
So that's the...
We're just as cool.
I know.
So.
But the beauty and foresight of them building this building and building that auditorium so that we can do it.
Yeah.
But also just that the library is able to do
and
that kind of
flooding
thing
that auditorium in the 70s.
That I think I'm personally proud of, and I think the whole community is it helps with community pride in this library.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think they've been very successful, and I was particularly happy with this one because I think that she, more than anyone we've had before, has been able to make a real personal connection with the area as a whole and with individual people.
Yep.
Whether it's on the campus or before the show or people who came to the reception. So
yeah,
that was pretty great.
Yes.
And we have a lot of her work. We had a lot of it before.
Now we got more.
And we were sent some copies in preparation for this. So we have a lot of her adult poetry. We have picture books, children's poetry. We have her YA novels. Yeah. We've got it. You want it, we've got it.
We got her bookshot.
No, she doesn't have bookshots.
Bookshot Flame?
No bookshot flame.
Book Punch.
No.
Okay.
So if you enjoyed meeting her and want to know a little bit more about her, we've got her stuff. So I hope you'll come in and check it out. Library news, what do you got coming up?
Well,
Halloween.
I guess in my head, what I have to get out first is why on Tiny Toons did they never call their education
Here's the thing.
Wackydemia?
I think that you're going to say something serious.
Yeah.
I think you're going to punctuate something serious with something serious. But no. But I do want to give your answer the credence that it deserves.
Wackydemia. Like academia. Wackademia.
But I think it's too much because it's already a Luniversity.
And they practice wackydemia.
Okay. All right.
So
I see what you're saying.
You think wackydemia is too much?
I think maybe it's
for the world of Tiny Toons.
If Tiny Toons is nothing if not subtle, I think, in its humor.
All right.
So, what do you have coming
for
up?
library news? Yeah. All right. So this week, ending on Friday, November 3rd, we're showing Spider-Man: Homecoming, starring young Tom Holland, young British boy.
Tom Holland.
Yes.
Go ahead, Eric. Let me hear a little Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is like, with great power comes great responsibility.
I like it.
To clean my room. At me. Yes, he's British. He's got a Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
And everyone says like, oh, it's cool that they gave him a Brooklyn accent, or it's Queens. It's a Queens accent. Queens. But I never hear it. So I don't know.
I do.
I never know.
Oh, I definitely do.
Okay.
It's funny. My wife was shocked because the DVD, when you put the Blu-ray in, he introduces it. It comes up. He's like, I'm Tom Holland. She was like, he's British?
Yeah.
So pretty successful. Pretty successful masking of that accent. Him and Hugh Laurie, I think, are the best.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got Spider-Man: Homecoming showing up. Yep. Anime Club for Teen Anime Club. That's very important.
Yeah.
Is 5:30 on Wednesday, and then I guess that's what's going on. November's big, so I guess I'll be back next week with more news.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe, I think.
Are you gonna give a little hint about NaNoWriMo?
Oh yeah, NaNoWriMo is starting next week. Oh my gosh, NaNoWriMo starts Wednesday.
Sure does.
So that's National Novel Writing Month.
Yeah.
Where you have 30 days to write 50,000 words, and that can finish your novel.
You've done it, haven't you? Haven't you gone the distance in the past?
Yes. I finished like a few days before, and then finished the book a couple months later.
Nice.
So,
do you find that does it stimulate you? Does it make you?
Well, there's a site you can go to, and you can keep track of what you're writing.
Okay.
And we'll show you if you're how ahead of the curve you are, or how many words you need to write to get on target. And usually it's like you need to write 1,700 words a day, and that will get you to 50,000. So on a good day, when you write more than that, it just feels great.
Nice.
And then when you're ahead of the curve, but you write less, and you see the graph, you're like, oh, well, I'm still on target.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that does help. I
Oh,
think.
good. So we'll talk about it.
NaNoWriMo, they'll put you in a group, and they'll show you the group of everybody doing it too. And a lot of times, most people flame out. So if you keep going, you just feel like, look at this. This guy stopped after 200 words.
Nice. So. Well, if you want to know more about this, we're going to have a spot for people to come and write. Is that the plan?
We have before. I think we have to work out where.
Sure.
But yes.
Anyway, if you want to find out a little more, or if you want to participate, you can go to nanowrimo.org. That's NaNoWriMo.org.
Yeah.
National Novel Writing Month.
Yeah.
.org.
Okay.
So join us. We've got Creek Bend Band.
Bend.
An annual favorite. We're having them back November 16th. Sponsored by our friends with the Allegheny Arts Association. So thank you to them.
Big hits like Bad Moon Rising.
Nope.
Proud Mary.
That is Creed and Clearwater Revival, I think. Bad Moon Rising.
Yeah, okay.
That's what you're thinking of. Proud Mary could be Tina Turner. Depends
so they
on what
sing
version
It's
you're
Getting
going.
Hot in Here.
I don't know who that is.
That's Nelly.
Nelly. It's not them. It's not them.
All right.
So if you've never heard Creek Bend Band before, you should come because it's a knee-slapping good time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you come every year, you know how good it is. So this is the
Your
one
knee
to come
can't
to.
take it anymore.
November 16th at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Thank you to our Angelica listeners
Yeah.
for tuning in. I hope you have a lovely Wednesday night.
Yeah.
For everybody else, or our Angelica listeners can find us here as well. But we're on Twitter at All the Book Show.
Angelica listeners, good news. Nick and I are at Imagine Dragons right now.
That's true. Hey, we're rocking out.
Yeah.
Facebook, you can find us at David A. Howe Public Library. You can email us at wellsville@stls.org. And we did get an email recently from our friend who stopped by and met us. Big fan of
Vermont.
Naomi. Yeah.
Fans.
Yes. Big fan of Naomi Shihab Nye.
Oh, yeah.
Was shocked that I didn't know that E.B. White was a
man.
Yes. And sent me a poem written by Naomi Shihab Nye about
E.B. White.
E.B. White. So it was like
Snap.
worlds collide. So thank you for your email. We always love to hear from fans, so send it in. Next week we're talking Jack Reacher, and we'll see you then.